Today we're going to be installing the rear shocks on our JKU. In the last video we installed the front shocks by Metalcloak. It's called the Rock Sport, extra longer length. So I'm really curious about how these things perform over my Fox 2.0. So before we get started, I would love it if you guys would go down and subscribe to my channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And also ring that bell so you'll be notified when I upload more videos like this on our Jeep and our Rover and other projects around our garage and home. So let's get started. So it's always best to just take off your wheels and then jack it up on the center diff and then put 2 jack stands underneath it. That is your life insurance. And make sure you guys chalk up the front tires so it doesn't roll forward. So that is really important for your safety. Now, to take the rear shocks off, it's quite simple. You have one bolt on the bottom, and then on top, let me crawl under here. On top, you have 2 bolts right there. So it's like a little T-handle kind of style, and those look like 17 millimeter bolts. So we're gonna knock those 2 bolts off first, and then come down to the bottom and knock this bolt off, and this whole shock should just fall straight down. Okay, there's one. So just like that. Now let's pen down to the bottom bolt, and these are going to be 18 millimeters most likely. It's going to be 18 on both sides. Okay, comes right out. And then all you got to do is all you got to do is let me grab a crowbar. So if you're a tough guy, you can just kind of lift the shock up just a little bit to compress it. Right now we got a lot of tension on the bottom of these mounts. So really, you just gotta take a little flat bar or crowbar and just knock it out. And they just fall out just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go and push down on both of these equally best I can. And you'll see that the Metalcloak goes down super fast. And then here comes the Fox shocks coming down. So that's good and bad, okay? So I'm gonna push it all the way down. Okay, that's all the way down. Whoop. Now I'm gonna let go and see which one comes up faster. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I would say that the Fox shock is comes up way faster than the Metalcloak. Okay, so now that we got the Fox shock off, we're gonna go ahead and mount the Rock Sport in the Jeep. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and compress the shock down a little bit and then line it up on the top first. Okay, pretty straightforward. And then I can just easily push this thing, hopefully right into the lower shock mount. Oh wow, this bracket is a little bit narrow to the actual shock. So I wonder if it's bent a little bit, so we're going to use a little bit of persuasion. Okay, it's a little bit more. Okay, so this is the finished look. This literally took me just a couple minutes to put on. Although I had to bang this end a little bit because the actual shaft was a little bit wider than the mount. So I'm not sure what's going on there. So when I do the other side, we'll see if I have the same problem. Yeah, going over these bumps in my neighborhood area at 45, 50 miles an hour, it's not too bad at all. It's actually super soft and spongy, which I kind of like. So yeah, it made a big difference, much bigger difference than I actually expected. So if you're looking for a little bit softer ride, less vibration up your back, this might be a good option. I did not expect this to be better, at least for me, than the Fox Shocks 2.0. So I'm really surprised.